welcome to my YouTube channel. All right, so quickly today I want us to go live on how to cut a suit trouser. All right, so we're going to be live cutting a suit trouser, and so many of us are always asking me questions in the comment section, and such questions, I think if we're live it will be better answered. Okay, so we're going to go live now, and I'll go over to the table and I'll start the trouser cutting. So if you have questions, you'll be dropping them. All right, so at the end of the trouser, I'll look at your questions and I will answer, if possible, all of them. All right, so without wasting time, let's go over to the table and start cutting this trouser. If you are joining, wherever you're joining from, please like the video and let me know where you're joining from. Okay, like I said, it's a trouser we're cutting. So let me see if you're joining from Lagos, Abuja, UK, anywhere. Please drop a comment, let me know where you're joining from. All right, so quickly, let's not waste time. Let's start this class. All right, so I am going to the table. All right, so I'll reverse the camera, then we will start. Anyone that comes will join us and the class gets going. Someone is already here. Please like the video. If you are here, like the video. Let me know where you're joining from. Like I said, it's very, very important. All right. Thank you for liking the video. Where are you joining from? You can drop a comment. Let me know where you're joining from. All right. So that we'll do this together. So I'm going to reverse the camera now. Let's reverse the camera so that we'll look at the table and then we'll start the class. All right. So I reverse the camera. All right. So this is the table where we are going to be cutting. All right. So like I said, if you have any questions, please drop your questions and I'll do well to answer all of them. I'll do well to answer all your questions. Just drop them. All right, sorry, I'm trying to set the camera so that we can go on with the cutting. All right, so now we have set the camera. The next thing is for us to bring our fabric and we will start right away. All right, so this is the material we are going to be cutting. All right, I believe black material, you can see very clearly what we are doing, very, very clearly. I believe that noise is minimized. Thank you, guys. Like I said, if you're just joining, let me know where you are joining from. Like the video, drop a comment. I really appreciate all your questions. Please get ready with them. And at the end of the class, you can be dropping your questions, all right? So when I'm done cutting this trouser, I will answer all your questions as God helps me, okay? All right, so these are the measurements we're going to be using. We are going to be using a waist measurement of 38. We're going to be using a thigh measurement of 27. The length of the trouser is 38. The knee measurement is 18 and the ankle is 14.5. All right, so this is our fabric right here. Let me be sure that the fabric is showing very well in the, okay, right, that's fine. So it's a black fabric, okay. We're joining from Lagos, joining from Calabar. Thank you guys. Please invite more friends to join. Invite more friends to join us here. All right. So the next thing we're going to do now is to identify the bad and the good side. When you're drafting your pattern, you ensure that you draft on the bad side. So this is the bad side. So I'm going to turn this over so that we will be drafting on the bad side, okay? Be drafting on the bad side. So when cutting your trouser, you first of all identify the pattern I love using is to first of all identify all the vertical, all the horizontal lines. Okay, so first we're going to identify the waistline. Okay, so at the beginning point here, this is our waistline here. After the waistline, we're going to identify the length of the trouser, and we say the length of this trouser is 38. All right, so this is 38 right here. Look at 38 here. Okay, so we're going to be adding 2 inches allowance for the hemming, or at least 1.5 inch allowance for the hemming. So this is 1.5 inch allowance, okay, for the hemming. That becomes 39.5. All right. The next thing is for us to identify the knee measurement, and the knee measurement is gotten simply by dividing the length of the trouser by 2. So if you divide 38 here by 2, you're going to be having what? 19. Okay, this is 19. And like I've normally said in my videos, I normally like coming up above this 1 inch. Okay, you can go ahead and use the 19 here, but when I come up a bit by 1 inch or 1.5 inch, it gives me a better fitting. Okay, that's why I'm coming up by what? By 1 inch. So we have the waist here, the knee measurement, we have the length of the trouser, and plus 1.5 inch allowance for the what? The hemming. So I'm going to make this line here straight first. I'm going to make this line here to be straight first. Then I will extend my tape to this point and still mark all the points. This is the knee. This is the length, 38 plus 1.5 inch seam allowance. That becomes 39.5. What are we going to do next? We're going to join these points together. We're going to join these points together. Like I said, if you are just joining us, if you have any questions, please drop your questions. When I'm done with this video, I am going to scroll through the questions. I'm going to go through the questions and I will attend to them one by one until all of them are answered. Okay. So, having done this, the next thing we are going to do now is for us to begin to take our vertical measurements. So our vertical measurements now, hope this is clear, guys, and you can see it very well. All right. Like I said, invite your friends to join us. Our vertical measurements now. All right. We are going to first of all take 1/2 inch from this sideline. Take 1/2 inch from this sideline and get a straight line where we are going to begin to have as a guide for our measurements. If you are just joining, please like the video and drop a comment where you're joining from, and Drop your questions, if any. I'm going to answer all questions. All right. So now, the first measurement we're going to be attending to is the waist measurement. Okay. And we say the waist is 38. When you are cutting, you divide your waist measurement by 4. So 38 divided by 4. This 38 divided by 4. Divide by 4 now. This is how you divide your tape as well. That gives you 9.5. All right. So when I come here, first of all, I'm going to mark out ½ inch from here. So all my waist measurement will start from this ½ inch to this side. You understand better when it's time to curve, to shape the trouser. Just follow me. So we divided our waist by 4, we have 9.5. Our waist, which is 30, we have 9.5. This is 9.5 here. We are going to add ½ inch for seam allowance. That becomes 10. All right. So at this 10 here, we are going to come down by a 3/4 inch. Okay. And then we'll join this point to this point here. Now, why do you do this? You do this so as to give your trouser fitting in front. You know, trouser in front is lower, at the back is what? Is higher. Let me show what I'm talking about. For instance, if you look at this trouser, I made this trouser yesterday. If I should keep this trouser here, you see that naturally the front is low and the back is higher. It gives trouser a better fitting, okay, and also for the fact that the back piece has buttocks. The back piece has buttocks that will occupy that space, so the front piece goes deeper inwards for a better fitting. The next thing we have to do now is to get the crotch length. This is where some of us are always asking questions. Okay, I'm going to attend to this now. Now, most of the times we complain that when we wear our trousers and we want to climb Okada, the trousers are too tight under. It is because you use a too long crotch. When the crotch is too long, it prevents the trouser from being free down. It holds the trouser together like this. You can't really open your legs so wide. All right. That is why getting a crotch correctly is one of the things that you must master when making a trouser. Now, some persons prefer using hip measurement. Now, this is why I prefer using waist measurement for my crotch. It is because when you use hip measurement, your crotch will be very long. Okay, for instance, this man now that has a waist of 38, his hip will be nothing short of 45, 46, or even 44. So imagine you divide 44 by 4. You are having what? 11. So imagine this is what? The length of the crotch. How long will this crotch be? Too long. That is why I use waist measurement. If you divide this man's waist, which is 38 by 4, you'll be having 9.5. Look at 9.5 here. As against 11, that is when you're using his hip. So the crotch being at 11 will be too long. It will be too long. All right. So if you divide, for us to get our crotch length, we'll simply divide the waist measurement by 4, which is what? 9.5. So this 9.5, this is what we're going to get our crotch length. All right. And it is on this crotch that you now take your what? Your tie line. On this crotch now, I'm going to extend it. This place becomes my what? My tie line, where I'm going to take my tie measurement. Hope we are following, guys. Now, if we mark from where we got the waist here to this line here, is 10.5. Okay, we are going to bring this 10.5 down here. All right, and we will join it together. The next thing for us to do is to identify the what? The hip line. You can get the hip line by measuring 2 inches above the crotch or the thigh line. 2 inches above the thigh line. This is the thigh line with T. Is the thigh line. Okay? So from this thigh line here, you measure 2 inches above. That becomes your crotch, your waistline, sorry. This becomes your hip line. I'm sorry about that. So I'll go over this. We measured our crotch length, which is 9.5. So where we got our 9.5, we now use it to be what? Our thigh line. All right. Now from this thigh line, we measure 2 inches upwards to get our what? Our hip line. This is the word, the hip line. Okay. Now, how are we going to curve our thigh? How are we going to curve our crotch? We'll simply measure this thigh line here. We'll measure our thigh. We say our thigh is what? Our thigh is 27. Okay? 27 divided by 2. When you're cutting, divide your thigh measurement by 2. 27 divided by 2, that will give you 13.5. So from this line here, this is 13.5. So you mark it here. Or you can measure from this side. This is 13.5. You mark it there. All right? Now, when you come to this hip line here, you are going to mark out 3/4 inch from this hip line here. And then you join this point to this point here, to the waist. Join this point here to the waist. Now, if you had taken your hip measurement, you can simply say, okay, my hip measurement by 4. You will now come here and measure hip measurement by 4. You mark it. But since I did not take the hip measurement, simply you will, on this waistline you extended down, you mark out 3/4 inch, and that becomes your hip measurement. Then you will curve your crotch like this. Guys, hope nobody is lost. You see, this is the easiest way to curve your crotch. The easiest way to curve your crotch. Guys, if you are just joining, I will appreciate if you can let me know where you are joining from. If you are joining from, okay, someone is joining from Lagos here. Okay, another person from Calabar. Okay, wherever you are joining from, let me know where you're joining from and like the video. Only 2 persons have loved this video. Like the video and drop your questions. I will attend to all your questions. So as you are watching, anywhere you are confused, please drop your questions so that when I'm done with this video, I'll answer them. So please drop your questions. The next thing for us to do now is to shape this trouser. How are we going to shape this trouser? We will simply identify the what? The center line, okay, for this trouser. We'll shape it. And how we're going to do that? We'll do that by simply dividing our thigh measurement by 2. So we say our thigh measurement is 13.5. All right. We'll now divide by what? By 2. Okay. This is the center. So which means we are going to extend this line here down to the end. So that we can use it to what? To shape our trouser. All right. But whenever I get the center of this thigh, okay, instead of using this point, I normally might like reducing 1 inch from it, like 1 inch. Because when I do this, it gives me a better fitting. All right. So if you want, you can use this point as your center point. If you measure from here to this line here, you are having 6.6. So if you want, you can use your 6.6, 6.6. But I'll minus 1 inch from it. It will be better for me. It gives me a better fitting. Remember, this is what? A suit trouser. So this will be 5.6 now. I'll extend my 5.6 here because I minus 1 inch. I'm not using this one. I'm using this one. So I'll come down here and what? Mark my 5.6. So I'll now use my ruler to get a straight line. To get a straight line. Right, guys. So you can see I've got my straight line. So on this straight line, I'll now take my knee measurement, my ankle measurement, and I'll shape the trouser. Then we'll go back to the back piece. So my knee measurement, remember I said this word is 18. When you are cutting, you divide your knee measurement by 2. If you divide 18 by 2, you will have
4.5 inches this side. Remember, 4.5 plus 4.5 is equal to what? Is equal to 9. So I'm having 9 here. And also, that's equal to 9. Can you see that? 4.5 and 4.5 equals to 9. The next is to come to the ankle. We say our ankle is 14.5. If you divide 14.5 by 2, you are going to be having 7.25, right? 7.25. So when you come here, how do you get 7.25? It's simply by marking 3.6 this side and 3.6 this side. All right. So this is it. 3.6 this side. Yeah. And 3.6 this side. That becomes 7.25. The next thing for us to do now is to go ahead and do what? And join these points together. So, watch how we're going to join it. From here, we join this point to this point. From here, we join this point to this point. I was saying this, guys. Hope this is clearly understood. All right, so next is for us to join this point to this point, this point to this point. All right. So now watch, I'm going to use my French curve, okay? This French curve has a curved side and a straight side. So you need to understand how to use it. Now, I'm going to join this point to this point, not here, this point to this point. So I'll keep it this way, okay? You need to be very careful at this point so that you don't spoil the shape of the trouser. Let's see this. All right. So the next thing for us to do is also to join this 1/2 inch here to this hip line here. See this? So can you see the shape now coming out? Don't see this. The next thing is to join this point to this point. So I'm going to turn my French curve this way. Now watch, I'm going to show you something here. Watch carefully what I'm doing here. All right, watch carefully what I'm doing here. I'm going to draw this line. Can you see that? But you see it's a bit looking sharp here. So I'm going to bring my French curve and do what? And blend it. Okay. It shouldn't be very sharp. Let's try this one and see. No. You have to check your French curve and know the best position to use it. Okay. Okay, I think this is it. Can you see that? This place shouldn't be looking sharp at all. So guys, as you can see, we are done with the front piece. All right. We are done with the front piece. Always be mindful of this shape here. Always be very mindful of it. There's a way, if you're not careful, it shoots out too low. The shooting out should be at this point here, at the hip point here, not below the hip. So, guys, if at this point there's any question, like I said, drop the questions for me in the comment section. I will do well to answer all the questions. All right. So, joining from Accra, Ghana. Like I see that. Drop your questions, and I'll attend to all of them. So you see, I'm going to cut it out. Then we'll move over to the what? To the back piece. We'll move over to the back piece. So guys, at the same time, if this video is making sense, if you are learning from it, still let me know in the comment section. If you have questions, let me know. If you are learning from it, still let me know. Whichever be the case, Please don't be silent, guys. Don't be quiet. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And if you are interested in this content, it means we'll be doing more of the live sessions. Okay. Even how to cut a sensor top, we'll do a live session. How to cut a suit, we can still do a live session. It depends on you guys if you're interested. So can we see this? This is our trouser right here. All right. So we're going to use this front piece now to get the back piece. And how are we going to do that? Very simple. Very, very simple, guys. We'll now bring the front piece here and keep it this way. You have to be sure that the fabric is well arranged. Keep it here. Now, I'm going to show us a very simple trick on how to cut the back piece. Very simple and a quick trick. I have to be sure the material is well aligned, okay, so that I don't make mistake. Okay, you see I'm having an allowance here of about 3 inches. Same thing at this point, you have to be very careful about that. So the next thing we're going to do now is to come over to the back. Now, these are the differences for the back piece. We'll come here and mark 2.5 inches above this waist here. You can see from here, marking 2.5 inches above. This is it. Hope you can see this, guys. Let me confirm, please. Hope you can see that. All right, you can see that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So the next thing is to come out by what? By 2 inches. Now, some might be asking, why did I go up by 2.5? Why did I come out by 2 inches? I went up by 2.5 because you needed enough allowance at the back. Okay, so it's more tight at the back. And I came out by 2 inches forward for that allowance when stitching. Okay. And remember, even the front, we had only ½ inch allowance. And when you are stitching allowance, okay, so the 2 here is for the seam allowance and the dart allowance. So I'm going to join this point to this point here. Can you see this? I see this clearly. The next thing I'm going to do now, watch carefully. I'm going to shift one piece of the front, just one piece. Okay. Or rather, let me do a different method so that you will see it much more clearly. I'm going to cut this from here first. You see this method, I believe you will see it much more clearly. This is the black fabric. I'm going to cut this from here to here. All right. Let me start cutting like this as well. Here. All right. So you can see it clearly. Okay. So the next I'm going to do now is to move. Sorry. Let me shape it down here as well. Let me shape it down here as well. I'm shaping the excess of the fabric. Now, I'm going to move the front piece. I will move the front piece this way. Okay. Now, the difference between the back and the front piece is this. Down here, it will be a difference of 2.25 inch allowance. See, the back piece is here. Look at the front piece here. So the difference in size is 2.25 inch allowance. Why up here, the difference will be 2.75. All right, 2.75. Difference of what? ½ inch. 2 3/4. That's the difference. All right. Now I normally add ½ inch here. If not, it would have been 2 1/4 inch here difference, 2 1/4 inch here difference. But I normally add the ½ inch here, to make it a bit more free at the hip area, and all that. So the next thing I'm going to do now is the shaping of this place, very important. Now, when I'm shaping the back piece, at this point here, I will come out by what? ½ inch. The curve for the back piece is not supposed to be as deep as that of the front piece. So I'm going to curve it, coming out by at least ½ inch. Then I'll join to this place here, where we have a cross here. Okay, I'll join here, all right? So can we see the difference? Look at the shaping of the back piece. It's not as deep as that of the front piece. That's the difference. Now watch how I'm going to cut it. Not as deep as that of the front piece. You see this? See this? The next thing is this point here. Simply going to just cut it this way. See this? So guys, at this point, we are done cutting this trouser. As simple as this. Simple as this. So I am going to go over to see if there are questions from you guys. So the 2 back pieces. So now we'll go over and check if there are questions from you guys. I'll answer them. Anything you want to know, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I'll attend to you guys. All right. So I'm going to let me to shake the camera to carry this. All right. All right. So I have people joining from Lagos, from Accra, Ghana, and people joining from where again? Is it cutting and the sewing? All right. For the sewing, it might not be possible for us to do the sewing now. Yes, it might not be possible to do the sewing. Okay. But I think as a subsequent time, we will attend to the sewing, but I don't think we can do the sewing for today. All right. For today, we'll strictly stick to the cutting. Maybe some other time we can do the sewing. All right. Today we might not. People understand everything. No questions. Watching from Italy. Please, guys. You guys from Italy, please. I need my happy Christmas. Where's my Christmas package? You guys are not giving me any Christmas. I'm not happy, guys. I need a Christmas package. Accra, Ghana. What do you have for me from Accra? Calabar. Shoe. No question. I need questions, guys. I want to answer questions. All right. So thank you guys for being with me. Thanks for watching. There is no question, guys. So if there's no questions, I might just have to. Okay, someone watching from Lagos. Wisdom from Lagos. Wisdom, the team from Lagos. Calabar will have Udo from Calabar. Udo. Accra. Odoi. All right, my name Deborah. Please pardon me. Okay. All right. So thank you guys for staying with me. Thanks for being part of this live session. If you have questions, please you can still drop them, and I'll do it to answer all your questions, guys. So thank you so much. Thank you. See you in my next session, if possible. Thank you. Bye bye.